Way! Right, I've got a three-parter for you, starting today. And I'm going to use myself as an example because I've been through exactly what you're probably going through right now. And I've put it all together and made it kind of work so you'll get it. You'll get what I'm talking about, right? This is the way it goes. Bloody hell, Catherine's on. I'll be seeing you this weekend. I can't wait. Claire's on as well. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Great work today, by the way. Great work. We'll be bringing the 16s down. Tom's on as well. Blimey. We're all here. Fantastic. So, I'm going to use myself as an example. This is going to be a three-parter, today, tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm using myself as an example because I know there's a lot of people, you know, you probably think it's not for me. I can't do it, right? And anyone who knows, you know, Catherine's known me since I was, 17, 16, something like that, 17. It was just before I went to uni, wasn't it? So she knows, like, you know, I've not always been fit, strong and healthy, right? People think I have, but I haven't. Which is why I get why you're probably not right now and you think there's nothing you can do about it, okay? So, it's going to be about me, but it's not about me, if you get my drift. It's just to show that I know exactly what you're going through, okay? So, it starts when I first moved down south. I had a job, we got taken over by a bigger company, moved down south, started getting paid well. I was living like a student with money. So I was getting pissed all the time. I was eating out in restaurants. I was getting wined and dined in London by brokers and stuff like that. So I basically got out of shape. I'd never been in shape while I was a kid anyway, but I got ridiculously out of shape. I had to buy bigger clothes, all of that sort of stuff, right? So I decided to start going to the gym when I was 25 years old, right? We had a work gym, and I was like, right, I'm going to go to that. I didn't ask anybody what to do. I was like, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start rowing, because rowing works every muscle group, right? So it's like, all right, well, let's go to that. This is what I thought at the time. Let's do that. So I went down the gym, did 8 minutes on the rowing machine, 8 minutes, and I had to lie on the floor. I turned white, I went pale, my vision went funny, my heart was racing, I thought I was going to pass out. I started getting like a cold sweat, I started shivering. I had to lie on the floor, okay? I had to lie on the floor. It took me about 20 minutes to recover. People were coming over asking me if I was alright. They're like, do you want me to go and get the nurse? And I was like, no, I'm fine, I'm just out of shape. So, I think once I recovered after about 20 minutes, I went and had a shower. And I wandered, you know, I wandered back over to work. I ate, I had my lunch, I felt rubbish, and it took me about 2 weeks to get the courage to go back into the gym again. I was like, this isn't for me. I'm out of shape. I can't do it. So anyway, I was doing that for a few years. I saw, you know, I was just copying what everyone in the gym was doing. I was like, oh, there's a guy over there doing some bicep curls and all that sort of stuff, so I'll go and do some of those. You know, so I just grabbed some dumbbells and started doing these bicep curls, thinking like, yeah, I'm going to get ripped, I am. But I didn't. I was doing 5 years of kind of, I don't know, doing 3 sets of 12 on all the weights, on, like, you know, getting the bench and changing the angles of it and doing a bit of this and doing a bit of this and doing a bit of this and doing some of this and some of these things. All of this caper, right? All of this caper. And in 5 years of that, carried on doing a bit of rowing in that, which I got so bored of. I was doing 8,000 metres at a time, and I was knackered, and it was just boring. It was boring staring out of a window while I was doing it at a car park. You know, I knew the registration of the car in front of me by the time I'd finished. So, I was doing 5 years of that, then I decided to enter a half marathon. My first half marathon in 2007, I think it was. So I was 30. And so I started doing half marathons here and there, thinking like, oh, I'll do a half marathon, I'll lose weight. And I did. I lost weight. But then as soon as I'd done the half marathon, I stopped running because I hated it. And I carried on doing 3 sets of 12 of everything in the gym, doing a bit of runs. I put all the weight back on again, right? So that didn't work. Okay? And then by the time I got to 35, so 10 years later, right? 10 years later, by the time I got to 35, I saw a photograph of me from about 6 years previously. Okay? And I was like, I look exactly like that now. I still look like that. So I wasn't happy with how I looked 6 years previously. I was flabby. Flabby is a word I don't like, right? Because I was it, and I don't like it. Okay? I don't mind the word fat, you know, because it's kind of like, you know, people can be rotund, but still a bit solid. But flabby, when it wobbles around, and, you know, like I had a horrible pair of jubblies. They were really saggy and horrible. And, you know, I hate that word. I hate that word flabby. But that's what I was, and that's why I don't like it, because that's what I was, right? I just felt like everything wobbled. When I stopped walking, everything carried on wobbling, and I hated that. I hated it. So what happened, I've been going to the gym, I've been trying to get fit for 10 years. I've been doing all the right things, apparently. I've been doing what people had told me to do. I've been, you know, I was kind of like going to people, what do I do? Asking my mates, what do I do? Asking other people, and they're like, well, do this, do rowing, do running. Running's good for you. Rowing works all the muscle groups, all that. Do 3 sets. I was like, I've been doing all of this, and it doesn't work. Right? I got really pissed off with it. So I was 35. I looked at a photo of me 6 years earlier that I was flabby in, and I looked exactly the same. Only the fact was, I've now been going to the gym so I was 10 years old. I've been going to the gym since I was 20. I was now 10 years older and looked exactly the same. So I was like, right, I've got 10 years under my belt. I still look the same. So I'm screwed now because I'm older. So it's going to be harder, right? So this was all going through my head. So I was ready to give up. Okay. So, you know, all I wanted to do was get rid of my flab. That's all I wanted to do. You know, and then there was stupid things like, I remember one of my birthdays, my mum bought me a t-shirt, right? And I put it on, and she went, "Ooh, that'll be nice when you lose a bit of weight." And you know, this was when I thought I was in shape, and just things like that are like, ooh, God, bang, they get you, right? So I've got this written down here because like I've written it all down because I was thinking about it, and it's just like there's loads and loads of different things that, you know, show why I get what you'll be going through. This is what I'm trying to get across. I get it. Okay? So I've been active. I've been hitting it hard in the gym for 10 full-on years. 10 years doing like 2 sessions a day, going out running loads, running at weekends. I wasted so much time on it. So much time. And I was still out of shape. Okay? I still wasn't fit. I still couldn't run very fast. I still couldn't row very fast. I was still flabby and wobbly and horrible. It was horrible. I hated it. I've been trying everything and nothing worked. Absolutely everything. Like I say, I've been asking my mates, I've been asking other people who seem to know what they were doing, people who could run fast, people who could do half marathons like an hour and a half. What do I do? Oh, I'll just keep running, you know, do some interval training, that'll help. It's like I was never going to be able to run as fast as them. Not that I wanted to, but, you know, it was like, I was asking someone who was way ahead of me. And it was like, no, I need to know what to do now. I need to know what to do for me. I need you to understand where I'm at. You can run an hour and a half marathon. You don't know where I'm at. You've always been able to do that. You've been fit your whole life. You see? You see how this works? You see how this works? So, I've been trying to copy others in the gym as well, who probably had no idea what they were doing. They probably copied some other sap who didn't know what he was doing, who copied someone else. So there's this thing that goes down, unless you find out who knows what they're talking about, who actually does know what they're talking about, you start copying a load of people who don't have a clue. So that's where I was at. And it took me 10 years to realise, right, you know, I don't think I'm thick. I consider myself rather intelligent. It still took me 10 years to figure out that it wasn't working, which is ridiculous. So, yeah, whenever I asked anyone, they were saying, tell me what to do, and I was already doing it. So it wasn't working. It doesn't work. So what was happening was, what I was doing the whole time to cover that up, was I was, you know, I had to wear a shirt for work. We didn't have to dress like in suits and stuff, but I had to wear a shirt for work, but I didn't tuck it in the whole time because it showed my belly off. I didn't like it, so I left it hanging out, and it was baggy. Okay, and what I used to hate as well was the belt line on my underpants. You should just fold over in half, and I didn't ask it to. I didn't want it to, and it just did it. And I was like, I hate that. That shows that I'm hanging over the side, all the way around as well. It's not like I was putting it on the side, it was all the way around, a nice big tyre. And people used to take the piss out of me jugs as well. In fact, one of my mates used to call me vinegar tits. I don't know why, but it's because I had a pair, right? I've just remembered that just now. So, this is part one, right? Those were the start. I'm going to stop now because I could go on about this for ages, but I'm going to bore you to death. However, this was 10 years that got me to the point where I was like, right, I'm going to give up or I'm going to do this properly. Okay, which you're probably at right now. Probably, maybe it's even further down the line. And so I'm going to continue this tomorrow. And what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, what I'm going to get into is the stuff that people don't talk about, right? So everything I've talked about is everything that you know, it's like people who tell you what to do. It's the actual thing that you do. Saying, I don't know what to do. When you do know what to do, you just don't know why you're doing it. It's all this external stuff that is like, it's all over there and I can do all of that. And that isn't the problem. Hello, Craig. The problem it lies with you. And that sounds harsh, but it does. But I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to go more into about that tomorrow. Because this is the stuff that people don't talk about. And a lot of people in the fitness industry don't talk about because they don't know about it because they've been fit their whole lives. Whereas I haven't, so I know about it. I know about what goes on. I know about what goes on inside in the stories you tell yourself about why you can't do it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about this, click my link below to get my free program, which is where I started anyway, and it'll help you out. The whole thing of like asking someone, what do I do? This is what to do. Okay, if you do it, it'll work. It's not just do these exercises, it's the whole thing. It's the whole thing, everything I'm going to talk about in these 3 parts, okay? So you can download that. I've also got on the 9th of October, next Monday, a 2-week trial starting with BKS in the park. I've got 2 people on it already, so there's only 3 spaces. Somebody else has just signed up today. Claire's mate. Thank you, Claire. So she's just signed up today. So she'll be starting on Monday. So there's 3 spaces left. And if you're on this 2-week trial, you also get put into the chance to win 500 quid in December as well. So, anyway, I'll leave it there. Part 2 tomorrow. Just have a think about all that. And if any of it resonates with you, hit me up. Because you're probably going through the same sort of thing right now. Talk to you tomorrow.